like I said, by the time you're hearing this, we'll be overseas, spending time together as a family. But as it sits today, as we're recording this, I am a nervous wreck. I've got anxiety in the pit of my stomach. I think about being gone, and it drives me absolutely nuts. So on the way home today, I called Paige and basically told her, like, I'm struggle busing right now. Like, I'm thinking about this trip. I just have like this pit of anxiety in my stomach about it as I think about leaving the responsibility and leaving the people, leaving the leadership role, and what this is really about. Welcome back to another episode of Till the Wheels Fall Off. I am Matt.
I'm Paige.
And we're talking work-life balance today. So by the time you will be listening to this, we will be overseas. We're going to be in London. Never been over there before, and it's typically a longer trip than we normally take. Usually we're gone for like 5 days. It's kind of like our mark, right?
Yes.
Usually
Yeah.
5-day trips and we're back.
Right.
The reason for this is because I'm a workaholic.
You think?
I have issues with work-life balance. And that's what we're talking about. And I'm not alone in this. Roughly 70% of Americans report that they have issues with work-life balance. What's even crazier is that those that describe their work-life balance as balanced, are 20% more productive at work.
Yeah.
If COVID did anything for us, I guess it made us look at our work-life balance. We've got a really good friend with a new podcast coming out called Becoming My Stronger Me. And she discusses some of this. She was one of roughly 40 million Americans that resigned during COVID. As people started to look at their lives and how they were spending the finite hours of their lives and what we're doing with them, I was not one of those people. And I am not one of these people that has come to see work as some sort of like easier, softer way. I am still very regimented and old school in the way that I operate and the way I work. A lot of it comes from the way that I was raised. My father started working in the logistics industry. I'm fourth generation in this. My father started in it when he was like 17. And he was basically a purely commission paid guy. And that means that you're working your tail off for all of your clients all the time. And if you don't get paid. There's no food on the table for your kids. So there was a lot of stress on him. If I remember one thing about my dad, he didn't miss baseball games, but he was on his phone a lot. Mm-hmm. Like he would be there, but he would be on his phone. He could be middle of a golf swing and drop the club and grab the phone. He was attached to his phone. And this is what I saw growing up. This was my example. And so I knew what hard work looked like. He's got incredible work ethic. He doesn't miss work, never took vacations. And when I started working in the family business, if you took vacation, it was like a weekend. You could have like a weekend off. There was actually a time, it was whenever we got married. We got married on like, was it Friday or Saturday? You remember?
Saturday.
We got married in Las Vegas. Got there on like a Thursday. Mm-hmm. Spent Friday. Got married Saturday. Sunday was Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. And we were coming home that evening, I think, right?
No, we were coming home the Monday.
That next Monday.
Yeah.
We didn't have a honeymoon planned or anything like that. So we were at I remember we were at lunch or something talking. It's like, man, it'd be really nice if we had like a couple more days here. So I called my dad, and he was still really involved and active in the business at the time. And I'm like, hey, could I take like a few more days off spending here? Sort of like a mini moon, like a mini honeymoon. And he basically told me, if your ass isn't back here at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, you're fired.
Yep.
That was what I grew up with. And this is what I grew up in. And a lot of my customers operate this way. And like, we talk crap about guys that go on vacation. We like made fun of it. We talked down upon it. It was like seen as a weakness in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I didn't really see how it was a bad thing. I thought it was great. Everyone worked hard and everyone was dedicated to the mission until it starts to eat away at you and you burn out.
Yeah.
And your mental health suffers because of it. So, like I said, by the time you're hearing this, we'll be overseas, spending time together as a family. But as it sits today, as we're recording this, I am a nervous wreck. I've got anxiety in the pit of my stomach. I think about being gone, and it drives me absolutely nuts. So on the way home today, I called Paige and basically told her, like, I'm struggle busting right now. Like, I'm thinking about this trip. I just have like this pit of anxiety in my stomach about it as I think about leaving the responsibility and leaving the people, leaving the leadership role, and what this is really about. So we are going to, here on this episode, Paige is going to be my therapist.
We're going to process this.
And we're going to process it. So I guess what's the problem, right? So the problem is that when I go, or when we're about to go on trips, I start getting anxious and I almost have regrets about taking a trip. I get regretful about even packing my bag. Seems like a task. It's like, that's going to make it real and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
For you, like you're like pumped about this.
Yeah.
As I should be.
Yeah, you should be. This is like an opportunity that we haven't had. Like, let's go. Let's do this.
All right. So let's get into it.
Okay. So basically this whole thing is about, we struggle too. And this is how we're going to process through this. And we're going to process this over the air, which is kind of different and new for us because we have no notes and we're just kind of winging it.
No idea what's about to come out of my mouth. I have no idea.
Good.
So
I want this to be real. This is who we are, babe.
let's
We're
do
married.
it.
This is the
Let's
whole point.
do
This
it.
is Stufo. So when he called me today, and we're going to kind of go through part of the process that we already started. What is your fear? Let's start with that. What is your fear?
My fear.
Yeah. Why are you scared?
Part of it is guilt. Guilt that I have given. I don't really give people crap for vacation, but you could ask anyone that works for me that, what is his opinion on vacation? They would be like,
Okay, but that's
undefined.
that's almost an all or nothing thinking, because because you give people hell for taking vacation, it depends on how often they're taking vacation, or if someone's just taking a regular mental break vacation like a normal family, you don't talk shit.
I don't feel great about it either, if I'm being honest. Like,
Oh God.
it's terrible. I'm just going to be honest. It's terrible. I know this is wrong. Logically, I know all this stuff makes no sense, but like many mental health issues, like you can't help the way you feel sometimes. So then you need to dig to the root causes.
Yeah. So you have this guilt.
And I back up for one moment. I will say that 2023, my new initiative is company culture. And one of the things I'm changing is the discussion around pay time off and vacation and how I view them and how I treat people when it comes to this. This is your time.
This is amazing.
It's my new initiative, and it's been a little uncomfortable, but I've gotten an incredible response from the people that work for me already.
You're breaking a cycle.
Trying to.
Yeah.
Because I know it's healthier this way. I know I've heard it enough times. I've read the studies. Believe me, like, I'm not a dummy.
Getting away is good
I
for
know.
everybody. It's not good just for you. It's good for the company as well, because they have to learn to do things
I know. Like,
without you.
that's part of it. And that's part of my fear. It's always been like, what if something comes up and I've got to handle it? And so, like, just a little bit of context. Like, I run a family business. We're a freight brokerage and trucking company. My father's in it. My mother's in it. My two brothers are in it. And together we are the executive team. But my role is sort of like, I'm head of people. I'm head of customers. So I guess that would be sales, operations, really. I handle stuff, runs up the ladder, and ultimately it gets to me last. Like, I'm the guy.
Right.
My other brothers are incredibly talented and they have got their roles too. But I tend to be the one that wears the most of this stress. But I think a lot of it is self-inflicted because I've got really talented people around me. So back to the question about fear and being gone, it's that, what if something happens when I'm gone that I'm not there to handle? Like, we're going to be a 6-hour time difference for us.
Right.
It's going to be the middle of the night.
So stop there. Say, what is the worst case scenario that will happen if you're not able to put out a fire because of time difference?
Think about it. The fact that I have to think about it should tell you everything, right? The worst case scenario would be I would have to maybe shoot an email or take a phone call while we're away.
Okay.
But the worst part about that is the fear that lives inside of me, the anxiety about when I get back, It's this rushed feeling that I have to get back to deal with it.
Okay. But
The urgency, I guess, is my fear.
right. So it's not in your control when you're there, and you're all about
Oh yeah, I'm all about that.
control. So you can put that
But I'm a
in
control
there.
freak at the end of the day.
Yes, you are. You are two things at once. It's very contradictory, but that I love that. I think it's very interesting. So if something did happen, what is your fear? Still, what is your fear? Keep going. What is something else that could happen? What is the worst case scenario?
God, just being totally vulnerable and honest here. Like, I like my role, and I've always liked being the guy. Like,
Yeah.
and I guess that's ego.
Yeah.
So what if someone does handle it and they do a perfectly good job? Maybe there's some of that in me as I'm saying it out loud. Maybe there's some fear about that.
If they do a great job, is that going to really hurt you though?
It's incredible for everyone, including me.
Including you. But it's uncomfortable and scary for you because it's different.
It's totally new.
It's new.
But I know they're capable and like they can do it.
But think of how freeing that can be for you to know if somebody else can do your job.
Yeah, it's pretty nice to think about.
Because, I mean, I know in an ego part, you're thinking, oh man, this is like, oh, they won't need me anymore. For some reason, you're going down that road. But is that reality?
No.
If they can do what you do, it's good for you and them.
And the company.
And the
and
company.
Our customers.
And the customers. Everybody involved.
I mean, think about it. If I got hit by a bus tomorrow, what would happen? They would figure out a way to make this work.
Absolutely.
Just fine.
Yeah, they would. And you wouldn't even know any different because you'd be gone. So
yeah, everything would be just fine. So there's some ego tied up in it. There's some, I would say, irrational fear, because the fear is really just centered around the guilt that I get when I'm going to spend time doing something enjoyable. Because I feel like the culture we've worked in for so long, and not just in my company, I think that a lot of companies are like this, that
they used to be. It's
like,
changing.
It's work, and it's like, this comes first. And like, even companies can sit there and tell you like, it's family first, blah, blah. But there's like a wink. There's a wink in that. And it's like, yeah, wink, wink.
Yeah.
No, your job comes first. If I call you, you answer. If I email you, you respond. If there's a problem, you deal with it. That's what we do.
But if that doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you, and it's not going to work for your family, and you're not going to, die or lose everything if you lose a job. You can figure something else out.
And that's another piece of the fear. So something happened in 2020. So I work in logistics. I mentioned supply chains. No one even knew what a supply chain was for a lot of people before 2020. And then suddenly it's front page news. It's every single day. And working in that world, I can't even begin to describe how stressful the last couple of years have been for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even funny. Like, I don't even like to joke about it. It was hell on earth.
Yeah.
It was turmoil every single day. It was barely getting by. It was like 14-hour days, just trying to figure out how to make things work. And then you've got pricing pressure because prices went through the roof, and you've got customers losing it. And so we were in Colorado on a trip, enjoying ourselves. And my biggest customer called me and was, irate at some of the pricing that was coming through. Mm-hmm. And it was like, you get your ass back here as fast as you can, get in my office. And it was the series of the worst meetings that I've ever had in my entire life. I thought we were going to lose everything.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought that we were going to lose everything. I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be really, really, really bad.
I remember that.
And it was hell on earth. It was just like, you go from being like pretty confident about who you are professionally to just being completely squashed. And I'll never forget that feeling of being out of town and feeling like helpless, like I should have been somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm looking around the cabin at you guys, knowing that's where I should be, but this overwhelming burden that this was somehow more important. And I think that's what I've always struggled with, is somehow my job is more important than my family.
Yeah.
And it's really tough because I know that rationally it makes zero sense. I know at the end of the day that I could find something else to do. I would be just fine.
Yeah.
Like we would make the same money. We'd be exactly where we are today, somewhere else. We would figure out something else. I will figure something out. But I guess it's that fear that 1% what if. It's almost like when you're you ever left town with a dirty house? And
yes.
you know that feeling, before you come home that you're not coming home to like a nice place, and you're coming home to like a mess.
Yeah.
I guess there's some fear about that too. Like what do you come back to when you're leaving town? Like, do you come back to like an absolute disaster?
Yeah.
And that feeling kind of sits with you and it's hard to forget about.
Yeah, because it was somewhat, I'm going to say, traumatic for you to go through that. So you don't want to bring those feelings up again. But here's the thing. You've already done that. You've been through it and you know how to handle it if it does come up.
Yeah, you're right. Like we got through that. And
I
cannot think of a worse scenario than that.
Yeah.
I can't. Like that was the absolute worst.
And everybody was having a hard
we
time.
survived.
Everybody was having a hard time at that time.
Yeah,
so it was not
like doubly stressful.
It was not
COVID
just
and
you.
everything
They
else.
weren't just coming after you. You know, it was a whole scenario that was just shitty timing. And this is different. You have a better relationship. You have, earned a place, I guess. But it's a week. We're going to be gone for a week.
It just seems like a long ass time. I know it's just a week.
And it's not even that. It's that we're going to be far away and the time difference is going to be weird and it's just throwing you off. And I know that you have these fears and it's okay to have these fears. But I know you and I know that you've overcome some worse shit.
Yeah, I've been through some shit.
Yeah.
And this is not that big of a deal in comparison to a lot of the things.
But it is to you right now. It is.
Like
it is a feeling that you're having.
People know that I'm leaving town
know.
and they've dropped by my office, popped their head in, and it's like, "Are you excited?" And I'm like, I say yes and I smile, but I'm not.
Well, I want to say that I think it's amazing that you have acknowledged this and that you know that it's a feeling that you have and you know it's something that you want to work on. That is freaking growth and amazing because there's a lot of people out there who are going to blame others for if they have the same feelings as you have.
I could blame.
You could blame.
There's always someone to blame.
There's always somebody. You can blame how you were, raised to be like this. You could blame the culture that you work in. You could blame the company that you work for, the clients. You can blame all of that. But that in reality, this is a you problem.
Always is. It's an inside job.
Yeah.
Happiness is like we've talked about this on more episodes than I can count now. That when I'm disturbed, there's something wrong within me.
Yes.
There's something wrong within me, and I have a responsibility. I've got boundaries I can use. I've got tools to use. And so, as we were talking about this, we were actually going to record something else tonight.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think this is top of mind and it's relevant. And by the time, I think that in our content next week will be from out of town. People will get to see sort of inside our private lives and what goes on, not so much just like mental health content and development content. You'll get to see some like fun stuff. And I want to be present for it. And I know this is a bit of a process, but I also think that working through this initial wave of it will get me in a position to where I can really enjoy this trip.
Yeah.
But it does start with acknowledgement.
Yes.
Acknowledgement that I know there's a problem. It's like we talked about in the triggers episode. It's like, if something's going on, like it's actually an opportunity for me to look within and say, all right, what the hell do I have to do now? Like I don't like this feeling. I don't like the way I feel and I don't have to live with it. So how do we work through it?
Yes.
And so it involves a conversation, and maybe not everyone has a page in their life though. That's tough because you can walk me through this and you can pick me up and you can remind me of like, no one could have gotten through what the company went through 2 years ago, and you did. And I don't think that way about myself, but you remind me of those things, and that's important. So if I'm saying anything at all right now, not just rambling, but if you've got someone in your life like that picks you up, if you've got someone that supports you and reminds you how great you are, man, cherish that, because in times like this, it's huge. It's priceless.
Talk through it. Like just talking through it helps. It helps you put it out there into the world.
Yeah. So I feel like we're not done quite processing this. So we know there's some fear wrapped up in it. There's some just general fear about what could happen. There's also some ego wrapped up in it, which is that I have been a stickler about vacation and time off in like very subversive ways. Like I'm like passive aggressive about it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas this year, like I've given people like we have like an app and they log on, they schedule their time off, and I've been like a huge advocate of this. And I've watched all the studies come through about 4-day work weeks and about work-life balance. And I think part of me is just stubborn in that I feel like there is some truth to hard work beats talent. And that you can accomplish incredible things with enough hard work. Like I'm the guy that graduated high school with a 1.2 GPA.
Right.
I barely graduated high school. Mm-hmm. People thought I was an idiot and that I would amount to absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Except for you.
Yeah.
You were probably the only one who thought, no, I think there's some potential there. And then I graduated high school with college, like 3.98 GPA, like top 2% of my class. Like I was in the student investment committee. Like what was it, honor society? I can't remember, Beta Gamma Sigma honor society, like magna cum laude. Like I was a decorated student, but I wouldn't say it's because I was just naturally smart, because I just worked super hard.
Yeah, you did.
I worked super hard. And so but I think I clung to that too hard.
Yes.
And like most things I do in life, I'm a little too extreme with everything.
A little bit.
So you give me one pill, I'm taking 50. You give me one drink, I'm drinking the bottle. You give me a job, I'm working 80 hours a week without being asked. Mm-hmm. You give me some weights and I'm going to try to be the, like men's health cover guy.
Yeah.
Like that's just my personality.
It is.
And like there is a, I don't remember the actual term. I was reading an article today, but essentially it's like the transfer of addiction.
Yeah.
Or you can take one addiction and pass it on.
Yep.
And so I took alcoholism addiction, turned it into fitness. And then once I found balance in fitness, it was purely work.
Yeah.
And it's just work. And like, I'm obsessed with getting better mentally, emotionally, personally, in my relationships. But that also bleeds over into work. And I feel like if I'm not being productive in my routine, in my normal work routine, then I'm out of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And like I've said on this freaking program more times than anything, like it's a good thing when you're uncomfortable.
Exactly.
But it still feels weird, man.
Yes, it does.
God, it feels weird.
Yes, it does. And it takes practice too. It's not going to happen like immediately. This is when you have to get out of your comfort zone.
We don't practice getting out of town a ton. Like this year, I've got more time off planned than I ever have.
Yeah, you have.
And as a company, our leadership team has agreed to take 2 weeks off, disconnected at once. Like, so 2 weeks, no contact with the office whatsoever, in order to stress test our processes so that we know if we have a key man issue, if someone's doing too much and we're relying too heavily on one person, because processes fix that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to work in the business. I want to work on the business.
Right.
If I'm ever going to work on the business, I can't be worrying about this day-to-day crap that goes on, because I've got amazing people. We have the best people. They're smart. They're capable. But for some reason, I feel like if I'm not my father and I'm not at my desk for, from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., then somehow I'm like doing it wrong. No. I'm like, I feel
you gotta
less
find
than.
That balance. You will find that balance. And I get that. Yeah. But let go. You hate it when we say that, but
I do. I have to let it go. I know I do. And so
you have to let other people work too. You have to let them sink or swim too.
I mean, I've got it written on my board, like great leaders don't create followers. They create more leaders.
Yeah.
And this is how you create leaders. You have to give them first opportunity.
Yes. But this is new territory for you. And that's what's uncomfortable.
This is very new territory for me. And God, what's even scary to think is that 2 years ago, it was so much worse. Like, I joined an executive group called Vistage Worldwide, and it's helped tremendously with our company and what we do inside of it every day. We don't feel like we're putting out fires all day long. Like this thing runs like a machine, basically.
Yeah.
But I've still got a lot of work to do. And I realize that, especially within myself when it comes to this, that as we're basically on the eve of taking an incredible bougie family vacation to Europe, I'm thinking about like, well, what if that one customer reaches out and like he needs me for something?
Mm-hmm. What's going to happen then? Process that right now. What is it going to, what are you so scared of? Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Or the shipment doesn't get picked up.
Okay.
Like that's it. Like that's it. Like at the end of the day, I can't find, that's it.
That's it. It's the worst case.
Dramatize this. That's it. That's all that would happen.
Right. But it hurts you because it's different, because it's not you handling it. It's taking the control away from you.
Yeah. I'm so obsessed with like being in everything.
Yeah.
Like knowing everything.
See, so I think this is going to be so good for you. This is going to be really good for you. I do. I think it is. I think that it's going to really help you in this next part of the process. It's not going to fix it. It's not going to, you're not going to be fixed overnight. Your anxiety isn't going to go away overnight, but this is really going to help you into the next step.
So here's my plan, and I think this is going to work. So first thing we did was realize that there was an issue, which is crucial anytime that you are processing anything.
Yeah.
An array of issues. Doesn't matter what they are. The first step is let's acknowledge the issue and let's be honest about it. And so then you work through what's the fear? What's the fear? Like, what's the real fear here? And dig freaking deep. So it's not just that things won't get done, the end. It's about my ego and my background and this need to succeed and this drive to like be the best. And like, these are ego problems within me and not believing that I'm enough the way I am.
Right. And that is not true. That is a false statement. You are enough.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm going to take your word for it. So I'm going to give myself permission to let go.
Okay.
I'm just going to simply do that. I'm going to say, it is okay to be gone. It is okay.
What can you do when this feeling arises? Is there something that you can do besides focus on it and focus on the anxiety? What can you do to kind of help you shift your mind to know that it's not going to, blow up in flames?
I'm going to arrest the issue the moment it pops in my mind. So I will remember conversations like this one, the one we had a little earlier today, just that brief one. Take a huge breath, breathe a little bit, and put things into perspective and say to myself, I am not my career. That's not what defines me. That's not what makes me. And if it disappeared tomorrow, those people would move on. My family wouldn't.
Right.
They wouldn't. You guys are more important.
Yeah.
And I always claim the reason that I work so hard is for the family, but is it really? Like now that is it really?
No,
or is it for me? So I can
yeah.
beat my chest and be like, oh yeah, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm so proud.
Right.
It's not about the money. It's not about any of that stuff. It's purely just feeding the ego, which I know I have an ego problem because I was a drug addict.
Yes.
And I did that work. I busted my ass doing that work. And I know that at the center of every one of my issues, my ego was there looking back at me.
Yeah.
And it was this need to feel a certain way. So I'm going to give myself permission when these things come up and remind myself and give myself perspective that everything is going to be okay. You've got incredibly talented, capable people. And so if your situation isn't like mine, if you work in a large company or if you are a sole proprietor, maybe things are a little bit different for a sole proprietor. That just means you need processes. That's another episode. But if you work in a company and you feel like you owe it to them, you don't. You give them so many hours. You give them so many days. And the things that you're working on may seem important today, but here's the shitty part about work is that there's just going to be another problem tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow. Yeah. And then tomorrow. And there's always going to be another project. There's always going to be another opportunity. They never stop. So you have to be okay with understanding that and just realizing that there's no finish line.
Yeah.
So how happy can I be along the journey? And that's kind of where I'm going. That's what I'm going to try as we go into this. And I hope this has been helpful. Just
can I say something about me real quick?
Yeah.
Because this is typically whenever you have these types of emotions, what do?
I don't know. I don't know what.
I usually pick up your emotions and I allow them to consume me.
The codependency piece.
The codependency
You're
piece.
Right.
So usually whenever so I kind of had a trigger when you brought this to my attention earlier and I was like, oh great. In my head, I'm like, it was really short-lived, but I was thinking, crap, he's going to be in a shit mood. This is going to suck. He's going to be miserable the whole time and anxious. So then I was going to pick up on your emotions and it's going to make my time worse and, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't do that. I stopped myself and I decided to listen to you, help process it and mind my own business with my emotions and take my own emotions and I'm going to keep them mine. I'm not taking on yours.
That's incredible growth from you.
I'm not taking them.
Until you said it, you're right. You used to do the complete opposite of what happened today.
Yeah.
You used to just flip out like with me.
Right. I would flip out with you.
Yeah.
So true. But
So-
I wanted to take. I did it a little differently this time.
Well, I can already say I'm feeling better about it.
Good.
I'm feeling better about it. And going into tomorrow, I'll probably be excited about this. Hopefully by the time that plane takes off, I'm pumped. And like I'm
You
ready
will
to
be.
go. And I'm just thinking about spending time with you guys and this opportunity we have to go enjoy ourselves. Like, why do we work so hard? If anything, for stuff like this.
Yeah.
Really though.
And I'll remind you too if I feel like you're getting wonky. I mean, it's really not my responsibility to make sure you're okay.
No,
but I will.
appreciate-
I will tap you and just say everything's okay. But that I'm not taking on that. But I will help you.
I appreciate a poke in the ribs every so often. Let me know, like, hey, hey.
Just let you
It's all
know
good.
I'm here and it's all fine.
And you've got incredible people. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like, what's the fear? What's the worst thing that could happen? Nothing really.
No.
Like,
But you have to process that.
yeah.
Rationally, logically, it sounds fine. But in your emotions, it's different.
Monday through Friday, we just make these things so much bigger than they are in our minds, and these little goals that are set, like these arbitrary numbers that we meet, and all these little things that have to get done. It's really arbitrary.
Yeah.
And this will be a test for the company too. If we've done our work right, then everything's fine.
Yeah. And if it's not, you'll know what to fix.
Yeah. I think we're going to be just fine. We're going to be fine.
You're
We
going
are.
to be okay.
I just need to get over myself,
Yes, you do.
really, at the end of the day.
Allow this to happen. Allow it. Allow it.
Yeah, it's going to be all right. I need to kick back. Like I've got an executive coach. His name's John. And John's incredible about this stuff too. Like John has a very different idea of work-life balance. Like he is a process guy, and he sets up companies so that they run themselves, and he doesn't have to dig into them but once a quarter or something like that. And so I've been really trying to adopt that mindset.
Yeah.
And it's incredible for founders and for people that run companies, because for so long it's just like your baby, and like you are the one who's responsible for everything, and you have scars from this thing and you bleed for this thing. But at some point, like, that's not sustainable anymore. You will burn out.
Yeah.
You will absolutely burn out. Like during COVID, when all this stuff was going on, like I was losing my mind.
Yep, you were.
Like my beard turned gray and my hair started falling out like the same week.
We aged about 5 years during COVID.
More than that. Hell,
It was a
man.
rough time, not just
Like,
with
I'm
all
not
that.
that
There was a
old.
lot more.
Yeah, but it's much better now. So
Yeah.
I know it's already getting better. So I know this stuff works. And I am my own guinea pig. That's how we have fixed every problem we've ever had, just through experience. Our own
Through experience. Mm-hmm.
And so any story we tell here, like we are our own guinea pigs. We have tried this stuff and it works.
Yeah.
And this is exactly how we fix problems. So this is an inside look on how to fix a problem, like work-life balance, feeling guilty when you're not at work.
Yeah, and we'll keep everybody posted on how this works.
Yep.
With
So
this certain situation.
keep an eye out on our social medias. And if you don't know what those are, you can check us out on Instagram at TWFO_couple. That's Tufo Couple on Instagram. Same thing on TikTok, Tufo_couple. YouTube link is in the show description because I keep forgetting that one. We are on Facebook at Tufo Couple. And we've got a blog, www.tufocouple.com. You can contact us there. Our email addresses are there. And we love listener questions. Like I love
Yes.
getting emails from people that say, hey, I've listened to this and I've got a question, or I listened to this and it inspired me. We had someone reach out about our accountability episode that said that anyone they work with in the future, they're going to make them listen to the episode first.
Yeah.
And that was like the greatest honor ever. I'm like,
Yeah, it
this
was.
is so cool.
Yeah.
So we loved interacting with you guys.
We do.
And if you have any ideas for something that we should cover or process, let us know. Mm-hmm. I would love to hear about it. I would love to work through it with you, and let's get better together. I think that's all we've got. Stay tuned for how this ends up.
Yes.
Hopefully fun and not a tire fire. But we'll let you know.
We'll be okay.
All right. Until next time, I am Matt.
I'm Paige.
And we'll see you.
Bye.